Hey everybody, thanks so much for tuning in today. I'll just give a little while to give people to join, and very excited to share this time together again for week number 20 of Native Wellness Institute's Power Hours. We really want to thank our sponsors, the Urban Indian Health Institute, of the Seattle Indian Health Board, and a special thank you to NWI for the invitation to come and share some of my music with all of you. I was able to share some songs last Monday, and just very honored to be able to join you again today and share a little bit more than I was able to last time. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and get started, and really appreciate all of you for being here. From the Northwest to North California, in Yalamu, I'm a guest to inform ya. Salish born and raised in Suquamish, Skalalam, Yakima, and Duwamish. Also Puyallup like my auntie Ramona. Came to the Bay to attain that diploma. Western educated native at the surface. But at this epicenter I found my purpose. Arranging words and sounds to implore you. It's a disservice to our healing to ignore truth. Who's at the forefront of every social movement? Women and youth, and usually college students. Can't chant social justice without the inclusion of native people. Our struggle ain't an illusion. Our culture sculpted by the land and the water. We offer, we barter canoe to get stronger. We rising and dying, existing, resisting oppression, digressing. Won't take it much longer. Hat slachel. Kalina Lawrence seedsta sokwabs chud. Twagwalapu asquadida chud. Hatli slachel si abdi ishud. To all of you, it's a good day. My name is Kalina Lawrence. I am Suquamish. I come from the place of the clear salt water. I am so grateful to each and every one of you for being with us today. This is a good day, and again, we are joined together for the week number 20 of Power Hours with Native Wellness Institute. And my name is Kalina Lawrence. I am a contemporary musician and poet, and I'm just going to be sharing some of my content with all of you today. I'll probably be rolling right through most of it. So, yeah, I just started out with a cappella freestyle verse that I usually share when I'm blessed to travel from Coast Salish territory out to so many different nations across the world, and per protocol from Canoe people and just from where I come from, we like to introduce ourselves, our families, our peoples, our cultures, our languages that we belong to. And so I tried to combine as much about my life in one verse, just as a way to introduce myself whenever I'm blessed with the privilege to speak or sing or just share space with people. So that is called Yalamu. I am from Suquamish, but I currently live as a guest in Ramaytush territory, in Ohlone territory here in the Bay Area, but specifically in the ancestral village of Yalamu, which is where Ramaytush people have existed since time immemorial. They are still here today and holding it down. So I send a lot of love to the Ramaytush and the greater Ohlone peoples for their stewardship and their hospitality. Yeah, so I come from the Lawrence family on my father's side. I come from the Alexis family on my mother's side, and it's just really an honor to be able to create music and write poetry as it pertains to what I've been through in my life and the way that I see the world. So I'll just be sharing with y'all some of what I've been able to create as a contemporary artist. So, for those who are joining in, thank you and welcome. This is Power Hour week number 20, and we're really grateful to our sponsor, the Urban Indian Health Institute of the Seattle Indian Health Board. I send lots of love back home to Seattle and to Suquamish, to everyone who are out in the streets, just holding it down and supporting everyone who needs it and deserves it. I wanted to actually start today with a song that I had recently wrote, or just a verse, a freestyle verse that I had written for Andrew Wakeself Martinez. He was a Pueblo hip hop artist who I very much respected and held a lot of love for. Someone I would consider a mentor and just a very supportive human being for so many, and also for those of us who have been embedded in hip hop culture. Andrew was killed by a drunk driver last year, and when he passed away, it was just really devastating for a lot of us. And he was, like I said, just really supportive of my career, and we had been talking about my introduction to music production, and so I was just really overcome with the emotion hearing the news of his passing, and I decided to hop on my laptop. So I produced an instrumental and I wrote a verse in honor of Wake in one night, and it just was really empowering. So I wanted to start today by honoring Wake Self, and to anyone out there who is also devastated by his tragic passing. My love goes out to you, to his family, to our Pueblo relatives as you continue to navigate this world without him, and to those who are affected by alcoholism in many ways. I just wanted to send my love. So I produced this one last year, and again, it is for Andrew Wakeself Martinez. And his great contributions to the world. And you can still find his music as well online. So this is for Wakeself. Wakeself forever. Wow. What a day, what a week, what a month, what a life, what a just begun. Days replay once we get the news. To lose someone when we know who they could become. We'll never have to guess where they are. In our thoughts each time we greet the stars. When we wake to heartache and fear, our loved ones will always be near. They tell us why we're here, to improve our conditions, build more schools, not prisons, take back all control of our water and nutrition, trust our intuition, release inhibition, uplift our families of the women who are missing. Find a mission when youth speak, listen, phase out of fossil fuels and greenhouse gas emissions, fight through division, overcome addiction, reclaim and make new traditions. Take position, stand in opposition of any force that is working against wisdom. What we live through, we learn and we use it. We get stronger and we give it to the music. To the music, to the music. We give it to the music. Thank you for the music. Wake. Thank you for the music. So again, that was the second instrumental actually that I have produced as an aspiring producer, and Wake Self really had a lot to do with that. And I definitely plan to continue to learn and grow in music production, but I really owe a lot of that to Wake. And again, to those of you who are tuning in and sharing your love, thank you so much. My name is Kalina Lawrence. I am Suquamish, and I currently live as a guest in Ramaytush territory, where I just began my music career, my journey to continue this lifelong journey as a student of music and everything that we go through as Indigenous peoples. So thank you for the love and that. I definitely appreciate the outlet that music has been for me in so many different scenarios, and I felt the need to start today with honoring another really incredible contemporary Native artist. There are many of us who are continuing to find ways to tell our stories. We send a lot of love and gratitude to our Black and African American loved ones who have contributed so greatly to life as we know it, especially through hip hop, through music and art, and our Afro-Indigenous loved ones as well, who were all a part of the birth of the movement of hip hop, and how so many decades later we're still able to use this extension of ourselves to represent ourselves and to get through life, all of its complexity. So again, that one was called Awake, freestyle for Wake Self. And that was the second song that I've ever produced on my own, and I also recognize, the role that alcoholism has played in many of our communities and many of our lives, in our personal journey. And Wake Self had been in sobriety for several years when his life was tragically taken by a drunk driver. And I think it's important to mention, that in our communities, we're doing this really important work, and there's always more work to be done. We're saying goodbye to too many loved ones because of this self-medicating, and I thank Native Wellness Institute for just always providing space for this healing that we're doing, this intergenerational healing that we're doing. So this next one that I wanted to share, while we recognize the hardships of alcoholism, we also celebrate and hold a lot of pride for our loved ones in sobriety. And I wrote a verse for my dad and for folks who are out there who are in sobriety every day, whether that's 2 days, whether that's 20 years. We're so proud of you and so grateful for your efforts, specifically to parents who are in sobriety. Anytime that my dad is able to feel proud of himself for how far he's come, I just really feel that joy for him too. And there was a moment a couple years ago, he had called me with a 30-day sober phone call, and I was just really grateful and happy for him. So again, I decided to write a verse for him. So this one is just a verse. It's untitled, but it goes out to those of you who are in sobriety, and we're so proud of you and so grateful for your continued effort. I just found this beat on YouTube. It's by Yondo Beats. Sometimes I'll just find random instrumentals and just write to them. So this is one of those, and it goes out to y'all. Step 1, recognize all that you've overcome. Though the damage may be done to your daughters and your sons, in the past you would run, but today you have won. You made the effort and the choice to readjust. For that we are proud. Through the worry and the doubt, you found a way. Day by day you made it out. Please remember that self-care you're allowed. Do this for you and you'll see you're surrounded. You'll rebound and continue on your journey. Keep one foot on the ground. You are worthy. Take time to rebuild trust. There's no hurry. We believe in your road to recovery. Know it's possible to earn forgiveness. Kids, witness when you're honest and consistent. We see when you heal your mind, body, and spirit. Remember what we see you do, we inherit. And when we tell you how we feel, we hope you hear it. We know there's no such thing as a perfect parent. We rely on you for guidance and attention. Let's just practice patience, love, and awareness. So again, that one is just sending a lot of love and prayers to parents in sobriety. It's really important to recognize every step of your journey and that healing that can happen between you and your children if there's been a disconnect. I know that everyone's situation is different, but I personally was raised in the foster care system because of my parents' substance abuse. And as a 27-year-old woman, I've really been able to forgive, to build, to support, to learn the stories of my parents and what they've been through, what they've overcome. And we've done a lot of healing together, and I'm really grateful for that. And if there's anyone out there who has also had that experience, I'm really grateful. And for those who maybe want that experience, sobriety is possible. You can make that decision any day, any time. You can start over, you can start again, and just know that for the most part, your children really really support and believe in you and will benefit all the way around from that decision that you're making. So again, I'm just going to be sharing music, sharing some of my songs. Some of them are unreleased, some of them are on my debut album called Epicenter, but a lot of love to NWI for this invitation to share some music. We are in Power Hour week number 20, and our sponsors are the Urban Indian Health Institute of the Seattle Indian Health Board, who is out doing a lot of incredible work as well up at home in Seattle. So we thank them for helping to make this possible. NWI has been holding power hours since quarantine began, every single day, and it's been a really special space for those of us to gather during this hour every day and just learn from so many incredible human beings that they bring on as guests, and hold space for honest conversation and to share, everything that we're passionate about. So thank you again to NWI for that. I just have a list of music, of songs, poetry, and verses that I've been able to write and share over the last few years. I've been a contemporary musician for 3 going on 4 years now. I graduated from the University of San Francisco with my bachelor's degree in performing arts and social justice, concentrating in music. But I've also just embrace that we as indigenous peoples have utilized music in this way since time immemorial. We've always used music to tell our stories. We've always used music in our social movements, in our consciousness, in our in ceremony, in therapy, and I just happened to get a colonial Western degree in this area. So I'm just, very honored and grateful for all of the support over the first few years in this beginning era of my career, and NWI has been one of many who have supported me in this way. So to those of you who are tuned in, I usually just weave in and out of singing and sharing. I think that anytime I can give some context as to why I write what I write or why I sing about what I do, I think it just helps to, to share a little bit more in depth beyond just the music. So I appreciate you for your attention and your just presence today. Thank you for the love and the comments. I try to read them as I go. I can't get to all of them, but I really appreciate you all, and I miss you. I miss being together in person, but I am grateful for this experience. The next song I wanted to share is just in regards to, this really necessary time to end violence against women and girls, femme and two-spirit and gender non-conforming relatives, and also the correlation with the violence against our Mother Earth that is being committed in the name of capitalism and greed and white supremacy. And this one is called Gaia, and it's one that was shared with me by my sister Sylvie Kalina, and it just really speaks a lot to what it's like to be an Indigenous woman and to be a woman in 2020, and how important it is for our brothers, for our men to step up for us, to do that healing that needs to happen in order to reclaim our balance and our dignity. So this one is called Gaia, and I will just be sharing it a cappella. No one man has power over we. Got this fool in the White House says he wants to grab me. Heard it before and I'll repeat it again. Society fails when you disempower women. No. So brother, will you stand with me? I need you to stand with me. Don't wait till it's too late, till I can breathe. No, oh, oh, oh. Gaia, Gaia, oh, Gaia, Gaia, oh, 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 pray. Gaia, Gaia, oh, Gaia, Gaia, oh, 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 pray. On sacred land the rain is falling down. I hear something rumbling, Grandma, what's that sound? She said they're building a pipeline right under our feet. But we say capitalism, you cannot move me, no. So brother, will you stand with me? I need you to stand with me. Don't wait till it's too late, till I can't breathe. No, whoa, whoa. Gaia, Gaia, oh, Gaia, Gaia, oh, 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 pray. Gaia, Gaia, oh, Gaia, Gaia, oh, oh, pray. Pray to the water, pray to the people, pray our ancestors, protect us from evil. Pray to the water, pray to the people, pray our ancestors, protect us from evil. So, brother, will you stand with me? I need you to stand with me. Don't wait till it's too late, till I can't breathe. No, whoa, whoa. Gaia, Gaia, oh, Gaia, Gaia, oh, pray. Gaia, Gaia, oh, Gaia, Gaia, pray. So again, that song is called Gaia, and it's deep. You know, a lot of the music that I share, a lot of the things that I write about, that you know, that I relate to, that I have lived through, it's heavy. It can feel very heavy, and you know, I definitely want those of you who are tuned in to always take care of yourselves, to prioritize yourselves. A lot of us in many communities try to give, you know, content warning, trigger warnings about what we're going to share about. And I apologize that I didn't do that beforehand, but it's because we know that a lot of these topics maybe not be spoken out loud about often, or, you know, maybe we're not in a space to address them or confront them, but NWI provides these spaces for us to be open, to be honest, to share about the things that are difficult so that we can embrace them and move with them, as opposed to maybe avoiding them or suppressing them. So I just wanted to acknowledge that, you know, some of the things that my music relates to can feel heavy, but it helps me, and I hope that it helps others as well, who are listening, who are singing along with me. For those who are tuning in, my name is Kalina Lawrence. I come from the place of the clear salt water, known as Suquamish, up in the Pacific Northwest, and just sharing for week number 20 of Power Hour with NWI. I see that so many of my family and loved ones from back home are tuned in. I just want to say hi to my sister Siobhan, and all of the kids, my niece and nephews, who are sending love. Thank you guys. I love you. I miss you. To my loved ones back home in Suquamish, I love and miss you all. And to everybody that I've been able to meet around the world, I just really definitely miss being able to be together physically, but I know that it's really important for those of us who are able to stay home during this pandemic to fight COVID, to prevent the further spreading, and just to protect the health and well-being of everybody. Everybody deserves that, and I know it's hard, but it's really important. And thankfully to technology, we're able to be together in this way. So I miss everybody, and I can't wait until we collectively can put an end to this pandemic and be together again. Yeah, so just jumping around a little bit. I've been sharing some songs, and we have about 30 more minutes together. Power Hour happens every day, Monday through Friday from 12 to 1. And it kind of just came with a list of possible songs. We'll see how much I can get through. But it's just really an honor to be able to share some of my music with you all. So thank you for your time and your attention. This next song that I want to share is called Generations, and this was my second single that I ever released as a professional musician, and it's also the first hip-hop verse that I wrote, and it was to send love and appreciation and awareness to the No Dapple movement that was being led by the youth, women, and elders at Standing Rock. And I was a senior in college in my last semester, and I couldn't be on the ground the whole time. I did make a trip out to show my solidarity, love, and support. But while I couldn't be there, I just wanted to write a song in awareness, and this is what came to life. And I asked, at the time, my 13-year-old little sis Gaia if she would like to write and be on the song. And so the second verse actually belongs to Gaia. She was 13 when she wrote it. She was 14 when we released it, and she's 17 now. So it's been quite a journey with this song, Generations. We've gotten a lot of love and support for it. Most of my music have music videos on YouTube, so you can head there to check them out. But this one is called Generations, and just thinking a lot about our young people right now, how they're navigating this transition and this traumatic time in our lives. So this one is written for for the generations before us, for the generations to come after us, and for our generation as we continue to get through life one day at a time. And let me know how the sound is for all of you as well. I can adjust the music at any point. Think of the generations who will inherit this nation. Include them in our choices. It's our job to lift their voices. I gotta pay respect to the movement that is hip-hop, the people that to express how that beat dropped, the words of the silence telling stories for a cause. I'm thankful for the artists who stood up to spit how it was. I'm native and I'm peaceful, but I'm tripping like the voyage, tired of the greed, deceit, destroying earth like we can make it without water or air. She ain't ours, we are hers, and we cannot compare. Our job is to preserve, though we don't deserve to remain. We can't contain our ego, don't live equal, need to reframe. Rich folks make systems of fear and hypocrisy while we subdue the margins of this so-called democracy. And I'm peaceful, standing rock hard like Dakota. North, south, bring east and west, we're gonna show up. Check your privilege and your comfort, your history and reflect. Don't confuse protect with protest, and instead use a platform for a cause and listen when the earth says, without me those songs of yours are so gone. Think of the generations who will inherit this nation. Include them in our choices. This is what they had to say. These generations feel the same except the lingo and the style. The struggles have built up, it's on the kids to change meanwhile. Brothers in the streets, sisters crying in the sheets. Mama's on the phone saying, what happened, baby? Look at this world we have created. We got needles on our streets, little kids scared to speak. Hurt so bad it's hard to breathe. Tell me there's not a better way, give me proof that there's not more to say. Show me all the work you've done, you don't know how far I've come. Should've told me at age 6 that my life was gonna change. People got me pegged for rude, but I'm just trying not to cave. Daddy left when I was 6, system held both of us. Mama played both parts, it broke both of our hearts. Flipped upside down, I've been kicked to the ground. Had to build myself back up to understand I will still fall. Not ashamed of all my past, it has made me who I am. Carry my team on my back. Our destiny is not to manifest anger and pain. Use the voice that you have to help create a better path. Mass incarceration to mass deportations. Police brutality stemmed from racist mentality. Can't you see the pattern? No dapple, no pipelines, no costumes. Use any outlet that you love. Stand up and make a change, not for the money and the fame, for the generations we create. Think of the generations who will inherit this nation. Include them in our choices. It's our job to lift their voices. So again, in so many of our cultures, we understand the importance of how our decisions will affect those who come after us. Thinking long term, thinking sustainably. And our ancestors, they had that down. It's been, a journey through the exploitation of settler colonialism and capitalism. But our indigenous ways of life have been preserved, have been fought for, have been, present with us throughout, these generations. And we're so grateful to have them still, to have the culture keepers, the tools to revitalize, to preserve. And Dea, being 13, when I asked her, write whatever you want. I didn't censor her. I didn't prompt her. She listened to the words of this chorus, and that was all that she had to say to us, who are older, who are responsible for the earth we're going to hand off to her generation. And she really broke it down for us, and I've always just been in awe of her, her brilliance and her leadership, and the community here in San Francisco in the Excelsior district that has just really surrounded her in love and support and resources, so that she could think and feel and grow and express herself through her talent. There's so many ways that NWI and a lot of our communities out there do this for our youth, but there are a lot of ways that we fail our youth as well, and I think that it's important to acknowledge that, and do our best to continue to listen, to improve our communication skills, and to offer every resource that we have to young people, so that they have a chance to thrive. So that is called Generations, and you can find all of my music on pretty much any streaming platform, and I'm really grateful for the opportunity to both share my music and share a little bit of my thought process, my perspective. I don't speak for all Native people, I don't speak for all Suquamish people, but I do speak, from a place of my lived experiences, and I hope that, that anyone out there who can relate doesn't feel alone. or doesn't feel like they don't have someone who's advocating for them. And in this instance, our young people deserve all of our advocacy. So shout out to Dea out there. She is just incredible, and like so many of my nieces, I love them. I'm so grateful for them. They're my reason for everything that I do to heal and grow. So the next song that I wanted to share, and again, I'll just be rolling through a little bit. We have about 20 more minutes together in week number 20 of NWI's Power Hours. And I'm grateful to all of you for sticking through, for joining in. If you have to head out at any point, feel free. Thank you for sharing love in the comments and validating my artistry, because it can be nerve-wracking sometimes to go more into my story, but I feel a sense of trust and just privilege to be able to have a platform in any way, such as music and Facebook, social media, to speak out loud for myself. This next song I wrote for a few reasons. The first being that, growing up in foster care, I lived in roughly 10 different foster homes over a 15-year span, and there was a lot of people in my community, in my village, who really stepped up and took shifts, as I like to call them, in raising me and guiding me and molding me and giving me shelter and safety. And as a foster youth, that's not always guaranteed. But I really hold a lot of love in my heart for every single foster family that welcomes me into their home. And this one particularly is for a specific Indopino family that took me in for a couple of years when I was a teenager, transitioning between junior high, is what it was called back then. It's middle school now, junior high and high school. Just really getting to experience this multicultural family who are, indigenous to the Northwest, and also come from the Philippines, and have created a really strong community, Indopino community. And I know they exist all throughout. I know there's some Indopino communities here in California as well. So my love goes out to them. I wrote this song just in gratitude, also at the time of the disenrollment of the Nooksack 306, and finding ways to stand in solidarity with those who are facing another genocidal tactic known as disenrollment. And also to our Filipinx, Pinay and Pinoy loved ones who are, part of the diaspora back in the Philippines and here in the U.S. Here in the Bay Area, a lot of my loved ones are Filipinx and have just shown a lot of love and solidarity to our indigenous communities. And so this is called Walking, and it's actually samples the song Walking by Patsy Cline, which was Mima, my foster grandma's favorite song. So this is called Walking. Shout out Big Rez. DJ Big Rez, what's up? I love to see our Filipinx relatives on the rise. Determination through generations of sacrifice. So ripe the berries who married partnerships for life, with no hesitation to assist the Japanese in crisis. From reservations to the fields, you planted seeds. Amongst violation, revealed your humanity. And one day your family, known for hospitality, opened doors thankfully to a young me just out walking, seeking refuge. I was walking, nothing inside. Now I'm rooted and I'm standing for your rights, for your fight. After midnight, out in the moonlight, just like we used to do, I'm always walking. After midnight, searching for you. Hey, so that one is called Walking, and again, it's just a verse that I wanted to write to show my appreciation for this particular Indopino family, the Jones and Rapada family, out in Suquamish on Bainbridge Island, and they are Shkwai, Stolo, Nooksack, and their ancestors came to Bainbridge Island. Their Filipino ancestors came, and when the United States government was placing Japanese American families in internment camps, they asked the Filipino men to take over their strawberry fields on Bainbridge Island. And at that time, women were not allowed to come from the Philippines to the U.S., and so the Filipino men were hiring indigenous women, First Nations women on the other side of the colonial border of Canada, to come and help tend to the fields. And in those fields, they fell in love and started creating families. And so there's so many stories as to why we find ourselves existing in our communities, and music is a way to both speak about those stories and also to give context and recognize what's going on in society around us when these songs are created, and what is their creation story. So that's just a little bit about this ongoing this ongoing journey of the indigenous diaspora, of all of our ethnicities, all of our cultures, and how we all come together in one way or another. So that one also just recognizing all the different families. I could write songs about about every family I've lived with, and eventually I will, but that one just really means a lot to me. So that one is that one out? I don't think I've released that one, but I do appreciate being able to share it here. I obviously don't own the rights to Patsy Cline's song Walking, but we decided to sample that to make it more of a hip hop track. So shout out to Sejo, my homie, for producing that. Just like to perform it live around. So we have about 10 more minutes, and I want to see how many songs I can get through. So I know I've been talking a lot. I appreciate you guys for your attention and bearing with me through it. I always tell myself, okay, I'm going to sing more or rap more and talk less, but sometimes sometimes the words just come and they need to, and I fully embrace that. This next one that I wanted to share with you is for our missing sisters. And again, earlier I was talking about, content warning, trigger warnings. I know that some of this is heavy for anyone who's watching that might have a missing sister or a missing relative, or have been impacted by the MMIW epidemic. My love goes out to you, and I wrote this song for the indigenous women and girls who cannot be with their loved ones during this pandemic. I don't know what quarantine looks like for them, but I think of them and I love them, and their families or friends that have been actively searching for them, have been trying to search for them throughout the pandemic, prior to the pandemic, and just really, really hoping for an absolute and complete end to this epidemic, that no more of our women, girls, two-spirit, gender non-conforming indigenous relatives be stolen from us in any way, shape, or form. And this is a plead, you know, to anyone who can help end this now, and end the gender-based violence that indigenous women have been on the receiving end since colonial contact and before colonial contact as well. So this is for them. It's called Missing Sisters. I can't find my sister. I know she wouldn't leave. Has anyone seen her? 2 days turn to weeks. I can't find my sister. Can't rely on police. Will you help me search for her? I need her back, please. I can't find my sister. I know she wouldn't leave. Has anyone seen her? 2 days turn to weeks. I can't find my sister. Can't rely on police. Will you help me search for her? I need her back, please. Matriarchal marching in Washington, my mind in wonder. Maybe my influence works. Maybe my imprisonment wins. Many murdered in womanhood, mostly male insecurity. Why me? My indigenous womb means magnificent inception. When men mistake its worth, men misplace its wisdom. Memory manifests. Internal warfare misleads masculinity. I want my mother's innocence washed, marinated, mended in water. Matter of fact, my innocence. White men mostly invading wombs, mirrors mistreating indigenous water. Water. Meticulously molded, incredibly willing. My medicine is water. Melanated matriarchy implemented will maintain mountains, it will maintain Mother Earth. I walk miles magnifying indigenous women, missing, murdered indigenous women. 'Cause I can't find my sister. I know she wouldn't leave. Has anyone seen her? 2 days turn to weeks. I can't find my sister. Can't rely on police. Will you help me search for her? I need her back, please. I can't find my sister. I know she wouldn't leave. Has anyone seen her? 2 days turn to weeks. I can't find my sister. Can't rely on police. Will you help me search for her? I need her back, please. So again, that one goes out to our missing sisters, to our MMIW and girls, and families and advocates and those who have been searching and working and helping to end this epidemic for centuries, and especially in recent decades. And also the Urban Indian Health Institute is one organization, that does a lot of work around this with the Sovereign Bodies Institute. And there are so many out there that we can, lend ourselves to helping in this way. And for me, just making music, writing poetry is one way that I've been trying to help raise awareness about this experience that is intolerable, that cannot go on, that is not sustainable, that is not okay, that needs to end now. So again, just joining together today for NWI's Power Hour week number 20, to share songs, to share space, to share feelings, emotions, and stories. My name is Kalina Lawrence. For anyone who's tuning in, just sharing songs with you all. I know we have a couple minutes left, but I kind of want to go a couple minutes over, if that's okay. We usually end at 1 o'clock. Power hours happen Monday through Friday from 12 to 1. And there's just so many songs that I can't believe I haven't been able to even get to yet. It just shows that, 4 years ago, I was just sharing covers of songs. I had no original music, and since then I've just been able to write and bring to life a lot more content to share as a contemporary professional musician, recording artist, and aspiring producer. So I did want to, share. I know that there's a few who are tuned in. They have some favorites, and I think with the remaining time, I'll close out with one of my tracks from my debut album called Epicenter. And yes, Epicenter is available online, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud. Usually whatever you use to stream your music, you can just search my name, Kalina Lawrence, Kalina Lawrence, to find my music. I also have physical copies of my debut album that you can order on my website, www.kalinalawrence.com. And actually I have official merch as well. This is my logo right here. So you can buy my t-shirts or hoodies online at my website as well, as one way to support me as an independent artist. So you can buy my album there, and follow me on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all under Kalina Lawrence. And I'm trying to continue to post ways to be able to support, and also for ways that I can support all of you. If there's anything that I can do to support the work you're doing, and I'm able, I definitely do my best to to help however I can. So definitely reach out in any way. And I'm really grateful to everyone who's tuned in and commenting. Thank you for the reminders, and just for just being here. So I wanted to share one last song. I know we're going a couple minutes over. There were actually about 3 or 4 more songs that I did want to share, but sometimes the words come, and there will be more opportunities to check out some of my other live streams. So this one is called Songbird, and it's on my debut album Epicenter, and the music video is really awesome too, if you get a chance to check that out. But I did want to shout out 2 of my incredible sisters, Shailene Joseph and Aaliyah Chavez. 2 sisters who always request Songbird and always hype me up when I share it and just show a lot of love to this song. I just because I love performing this one live, and I think it will be a good note to finish on. To anyone out there who sings, my sister Siobhan was on earlier. She and I used to sing cover videos in our cars when I was like 16, 15, 16. She is an incredible singer, and I'm still trying to get her on some of my tracks today. But for her, she doesn't sing professionally, but oh my gosh, her voice is amazing. And there's so many out there who just sing because you love to sing, and this song is for you all. So this will be my last song to get today with you all, and I just want to say a lot of love. A lot of love to the songbirds out there. This one is produced by Thomas Kreger, and yeah, I just hope that folks continue to sing wherever you are, whatever you do. We're all songbirds in our own way, I think. So, it goes like this. Broken home, hurtful past, crowded classrooms too. Testing times, pushing back, cut out after school. Abandoned car near the park, best for writing songs. Pull out the pen and began to right all the wrongs. 7 billion people. What can just one do? Parents gone, grandma stays, a teacher or two. Just straight A's in poetry, subject to fall through. Timid tongue, fortress trees, car windows broken out. Open chest starts to sing, no fear of being loud. 7 billion people. What can just one do? Tainted trust, fractured love, lack of self-esteem. Uninformed without a glove, parent at 16. Broken dream, no support, no school and no stage. Can't repeat, can't report, forced to come of age. 7 billion people. What can just one do? Songbird, songbird, you're essential 'cause you're unafraid of empathy and blues. Songbird, songbird, you free the world when you serenade with melodies of truth. 10 years pass in full swing, silence is a gift. Time to shout but not to sing a favorite riff. Empty house, middle May, stroll around the square. Fortress tree, stranded car, a familiar place. 7 billion people. It's a lot of people. What can just one do? Joyful tears, happy fast, painful memories. Playful scat, scales crack, bikes are less scary. Reminisce, write again, best for honest songs. Sing out loud now and then to survive the wrongs. 7 billion people. What can just one do? Songbird, songbird, you're essential 'cause you're unafraid of empathy and blues. Are y'all songbirds out there? Songbird, songbird, you free the world when you serenade with melodies of truth. Songbird, songbird, you're essential 'cause you're unafraid of empathy and blues. Songbird, songbird, you're essential 'cause you're unafraid of empathy and blues. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Kalina Lawrence. I am from Suquamish and Coast Salish, descendant of so many different Northwest nations, and I have a lot of love and just support from all of them. I really want to thank and raise my hands to the Native Wellness Institute for holding these power hours for us every day of the week, every week since the pandemic began. And we're really grateful to our sponsor, again, the Urban Indian Health Institute of the Seattle Indian Health Board. Thank you all so much. Hawadoops, chilup. Thank you, folks, for joining me today and sharing sharing this time and space. Hat quisas labs abutlup. Watch over yourselves well. In the ancestral language of Coast Salish territories, the Twilshutsi language, we, like to wish well on everybody. We don't ever say goodbye. We say hoi, which means until we meet again. And I'll be seeing you guys again soon. Hoi, Chud, I'm finished.